And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here.
He's crossing. He's checking cracks. Out. Six. Check 99.
12, fellas. Here we go.
Check nickel.
Under that hot.
They run it with Breida. And he'll get into the end zone to push the lead up to a field goal. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Watson now to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now, that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A toss to Cook. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. Now a short one to Gesicki. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this is Cook with the ground. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 16.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Cook. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Cardinals have once again taken the lead. Prater for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
24 is the mic.
Hey, Haywood.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Garoppolo. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch this, watch this. Check 20.
65. 12.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's got Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 yards, first down Niners.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Check hot route. Hot.
This is Breida. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Switch.
21.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Here we go.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
24 is the mic. Watch the screen. 24 is the mic. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 40 now on second down. Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the ground, it's Cook. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for, because they'll need to continue to rely on him to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals push further out in front. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense, because you can hand it to him, as we've seen. What'd you say, 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Now, the good thing for you, partner, is you're not as old as I am, okay? So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the right side of an offensive line was almost always your power side. Your bigger, stronger, physical guys. And on this play, they tossed it right and looked like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but that's not the case so much anymore, you're saying, with the bigger guys?
Not necessarily.
You just find the best guys, plug them in on your O-line.
Right. As a general rule now, you're a lot more balanced on your offensive line. It might still lean towards your best pass blocker on the left side,
sure,
but not necessarily all the time.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Hey, Delta.
Quit talking about it and bring it. And 96 is coming. We know Mike 96. Coming for you.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Devin Bush in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
24 is the mic. Silver.
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 30. The 20. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
12.
Tighten up. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown.
Kill. Deuce.
Hey, alert.
Check safety.
They run again with Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Six. X3. 218. Chopper.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. There's certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Big Ed. That's all.
Two.
That's all.
They run it with Breida. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And the Cardinals hands team able to secure the football. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run it again with Cook. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
They run with Breida. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
Here we go. 180!
Got you, boy. I got you, boy. Watch twitch. Watch twitch. Switch. Watch the act.
13. 65. I got you.
Comes to me, it's me.
Hey, gun.
96. Here it comes.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. But, Charles, a one-score game. Down to the end we win. They had one final play in that one-score game. We all knew what was coming, the Hail Mary. They just couldn't get it done.
Wasn't exactly complicated, was it? We all knew, as you said, and go long and see if we can find someone open. They didn't get it done. Someone's happy. Someone is not.
So for Arizona, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.